In this video, we are going to continue with working on question 1, but this time we'll be working on number 2, and our first question will be 1.2.1. So let's quickly jump into it. So we are given a scenario, and then we are given the questions afterwards that we need to work on. So then the scenario reads as follows. J&J store sells different colors of cell phones. In 1 month, they sold cell phones valued to 48,560. So the first question says that if red, silver, and black cell phones were sold in the ratio of 1, 3, and 5 respectively, determine the amount of silver cell phones that were sold. So we know that the total value of the cell phones that were sold were 48,560, and we also know that we have different kinds of colors of these cell phones. We have the red ones, we have the silver ones, and we also have the black ones. So their ratio, we are given the ratios of these colors per the cell phone that were sold. And 5 respectively. So let's go back to our question again. The question says that if red, silver, and black cell phones were sold in the ratio of 1:3:5 respectively, determine the amount of silver cell phones that were sold. We know that the amount of silver cell phones that were sold, we will need to use these 3. But before we get to the 3, we need to get the total of this ratio. So if we add 1 and 3 and 5, we get 9. So to get the amount of silver cell phones that were sold, we come and say 48,560 multiplied by 3/9. So we only need the 3 from this 9, because remember that the silver ratio is 3. So our answer will be 48,560 multiplied by 3/9. So our answer will be 16186,67. And if you check at the question says round off to the nearest 100 rand. So our final answer will be 16,200, because it said round off to the nearest 100 rand. So we come here and check these 3 values, and because our tens is above 5, it means we need to round it off to 200. So the final answer will be 16,200. So we check this figure here, which is 8. So if 8 is above 4, we round it up. So if 8 is above 5, is equals to 5 or greater than 5, we round it up. So if 8 is equals to 4 or below 4, we round it down. So that's why here we have 16,200. So our next question says that write down the ratio in its simplest form. If 35 red, 45 silver, and 60 black. So 1.2.2, we are given 35 red, 45 silver, and 60 black. So we need to calculate the ratio of these cell phones given 35, 45, and 60. So to do that, we need to find the greatest common factor of all these numbers here, of all these figures, and so that we can simplify it to its simplest form. So currently we have 35 is to 45 is to 60. So this is our ratio, but we need to write it into its simplest form. So we need to find the greatest common factor of these numbers here. So we need to find the number that when we divide by it, we will get an actual figure and not decimal, which will not be a fraction. So first, let's focus on 35. So let's find the common factors of 35. So if we take 1 and multiply by it by 35, we get 35. And if we take 5 and multiply it by 7, let's try that. Let's try 5 multiplied by 7. We still get 35. So between these numbers here, we need to find the greatest common factor. The number that if we divide all these numbers with, we will get an actual figure or an actual value. So let's first try out using 7. So if we say 35 divided by 7, we will get 5. And if we say 45 divided by 7, we will get 6.4, which means the 7 won't be our greatest common factor, because when we divide 45 by 7, we are getting a fraction. So let's try 5. So if we take 35 divided by 5, we get 7. And if we take 45 divided by 5, we get 9. So we get 9. And if we try 60 divided by 5, we get 12. So 5 here will be our greatest common factor. So to answer this question, we come and say 35 divided by 5 is to 45 divided by 5 is to 60 divided by 5. And to get this ratio into its simplest form, we will then get 7 is to 45 divided by 5 is to 9. 60 divided by 5 and is to 12. So this is our ratio into its simplest form. So now let's go to question 1.2.3. The question states that express as the percentage of the price of black cell phones to the total value of cell phones sold. if the value of black cell phones sold is 13,350, so we need to express this value in percentage forms. So to do that, we need to take our total value of cell phones, which is 48,560, and it will be divided by 13,350. And if we multiply this by 100, we should be able to get the percentage that is being asked. So if we take 13,350 divide by 48,560 and multiply this by 100, we will get 27.49%. And remember that if we are looking for a percentage of something, we need to divide by the total and then multiply by 100 so that we can get it in a percentage form. So here we were given 13,350. So we take the 13,350 that we are given and divide by the total, which is 48,560, and then multiply it by 100 to get it in a percentage form. So the percentage of black cell phones that were sold was 27.49%. And that brings us to the end of our question 1.